Hey, ¿cómo anda la banda? Bienvenido a la esquina. Comenta, comparte, que me ayudas a seguir para adelante. Meneño. Let's go, papá. Chiquillos, continuamos. No me acuerdo cómo se llama el juego. ¿Troy y los aliens? Ah, ELROY. Chiquillos, continuamos. ELROY y los aliens, meneño. Let's go, papá. Vamos a continuar con este hombre. A ver cómo nos habíamos quedado. Escoba. Ah, vale, ya. Tenemos que arreglar el cohete. ¿O no?
¡Ey! Suscríbete, meneño, que es gratis.
Lo hemos hecho polvo.
It's completely destroyed. Months of hard work for nothing. The magnification on this thing is incredible. If I was a creep, I could spy on pretty much anyone from up here.
No, es tu pervertido.
I get 55 channels, including the science program,
Ah, pero esto me está
engineering
diciendo lo mismo
24/7, and NASA TV.
Lo mismo de siempre. ¿Hay nada más? Porque la piba se fue, ¿o qué? No, no fue. Si tenemos más sitios para ir.
Hey, ELROY!
¿Qué pasa?
Yeah?
What did you say to that girl? She ran off like the devil was chasing her.
We found a message from my dad.
Diego?
Es verdad.
What did it say?
I think he may be alive.
Es
Holy
verdad.
macaroni, alive? Alive where?
I'm not sure. Somewhere far away, he said.
Well, are you gonna find out?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Hombre, claro que
Why
sí.
the hell not?
Bueno, vamos a investigarlo, el rey mini. ¿Estás tonto o qué? Mira la cara. Bueno, claro, es que después de tantos años, pensaba que estaba muerto ya, pero ahí estamos, que no... No tengo tiempo para esto, no tengo que arreglar la azotea. Tengo miedo de lo que podría descubrir. No, puedo decirle.
To be honest, it's really hard for me to wrap my head around it. It took me a long time to get over my dad being gone. Now that I have a chance to learn more about all that, I'm afraid of what I might find. I'm afraid of feeling like I felt back then again.
You never get over losing a parent, believe me. It just becomes part of who you are. All those feelings, they are repressed, maybe faded, but they are still there, real and deep. If I had a chance to have one more conversation with my father or mom, I would take it in a second. Trust me, ELROY, if you don't go after this, you'll regret it forever.
Tú dirás,
Ah,
inténtalo.
maybe you're right.
Darn right I am. Now, get your ass
Claro que
moving
la
and
tengo,
do
leña.
this.
Okay.
Ok, Mackay. Ya está, no me dice nada más. Vamos a ver. ¿Es de noche? ¿De noche o amaneciendo?
Filled to the brim with pizza
Okay.
boxes and takeout
Use it.
cartons. At least I managed to get rid of them all before Peggy arrived.
Vamos por la city. Ah, bueno, mira, ahora tengo más cosas, tú. Bueno, el de Guaz estaba a visitar a Penny, ¿no? Me ha dicho que se ha llamado. Mira, ¿ves? Sloppy City News. Mírala. Penny.
You made it.
Hi.
Soy yo, Mini.
Listen, I
Anyways.
wanted to apologize for earlier. I got a little excited, but I can't imagine how you must be feeling right now.
That's all right. It's been 18 years. But I think I'm ready to find out what really happened to my dad.
You sure you're okay? We can give it a few days.
No, yeah, I'm sure.
Ah, vale, que le había dicho
Let's do
que,
this.
que tenía que me diera
Here,
tiempo para
I
pensar.
brought the book.
O para asimilar, es verdad. Es verdad. Ya me voy acordando. Jarni Espino, Nuevo México. Sí, eso será.
These letters and numbers could be useful.
Coño, mira, vale, esto me va a servir a mí en la aventura, claro. Abecedario. Y números, perfecto. Que no voy a ponerme a leer, vamos. Lo tengo más claro, esto es demasiado. No me apetece. Lo siento, chaval. Hay unas coordenadas
There. Those numbers.
y una mancha.
It looks like a coordinate. 34.0584 degrees north.
Una mancha de quechua.
Isn't there supposed to be a second number?
Sí, me he respondido, ¿no?
Oh,
Claro.
what?
Oh, must
Norte
have
y
gotten
después
some rocket
falta-
fuel on it. Well, we have the latitude at least. Do you have a map
Claro, latitud y
and a
longitud.
pencil?
Let me check.
Bueno, va, a ver qué mire, dice. Vamos a tener un lápiz.
There should be
muchacho.
pencils in the cup behind you.
Mira si están ahí. Ostras, se las llevo todos.
34.0584
McCormick.
degrees north. This means the location is somewhere along this
Encima,
horizontal
bueno,
line.
Kenny es rubio, no pelirrojo. San Diego.
Shoot! That's literally hundreds of miles of desert.
Joder, no te me apagues ahora otra vez.
This is pointless. We'll never be able to search that whole area.
Wait, I might have some clues to narrow it down. I've been looking through our database for news from 1975, when your father disappeared, trying to spot anything weird, anything that stands out. And there are 3 things.
Vamos a mirar.
Zarya Wonderbrust died in an accident in 1975.
Wait, Zarya? That sounds familiar. I remember my neighbor Mrs. Kandinsky talking about her. I think she used to date Mayor Wanderbrust.
Ah, vale.
Maybe you should go talk to her again. Zarya Wonderbrust died in an accident in 19...
Ah, vale, lo
Wait,
mismo.
I remember. I think she used.
Maybe you should... Pompous Compass went out of business in 75.
Pompous what?
The Compass Company. It went bankrupt that same year. Apparently, there were hundreds of reports of compasses spinning uncontrollably around a certain area. Wait, you have got to be kidding me. Charles McGee was the founder and CEO?
You mean
Yes.
Space Blanket Charlie from Park Square?
Yup. You should go talk to him.
De las plantas térmicas, pues, joder. No se declara en Kiev.
This article is about a missing train station.
Train station?
The
Un
San
rock.
Gallardo Express went from 13 stops to 12
No,
that
esto es
year.
más heavy metal,
Well,
pero
why
bueno.
is that significant?
It
Un
isn't
rock.
in itself, but when I went to check where the missing station was, all information connected to it was redacted.
Like someone was covering it up?
Possibly. Maybe you can ask around Slope City Station, see what you can find out.
Vale, ya tenemos un par de zonas más, ¿no?
All right, got it. Go see Space Blanket Charlie, talk to Mrs. Kadinsky, and snoop around the train station. What about the crystal my dad mentioned?
Let me worry about that part. I'll be here trying to figure out a plan.
Ah, Peggy. No sé cómo le he llamado yo.
My
Vale,
dad's book. I've never quite gotten around to reading it.
no me lo llevo. ¿Se lo voy a dejar a ellos? Espera. Se me ha ido el... Mira todo lo que me ha salido, tú. Estación, Plaza Mayor. Y Wandesburg Tower. Vamos a la estación primero. A ver, la guagua.
Looks
tú.
like this bus is going to Draketown.
Draketown. Ciudad de Drake. Ok.
This lady looks like she's going on a trip.
Acércate, Elder. No seas tímido.
Hi there.
Oh, hi. Are you
Hi,
going to
mister.
Draketown for the symposium
No,
as
miss.
well?
What symposium?
The Geographical Symposium, of course. I'm writing an article about it for the Slope City Journal.
Slope City Journal, huh? Do you know Peggy Wolf?
Oh, yes. Very ambitious, that girl. I like her energy. Good writing skills, too. Is she a friend of yours?
Yeah, sort of.
Uh-huh. Well, she's a keeper, that one.
Es un buen partido, bueno, pues. Pero claro, yo no me va a interesar, soy un pringao.
If you're going to the symposium, you must know
Pringao
a
que
lot
te
about
cagas.
this region?
You could say that. What I don't know, I can look up in this book. San Gallardo, Chronicle of Settlements, published in 1974. Very few copies exist, you know. I found it in my mother's things after she passed
No
away.
jodas, mira.
Oh, sorry to hear.
No, don't worry. It was a few years ago, but thanks.
Do you know anything about a train station that used to be part of the express line?
I'm afraid I know nothing about train stations. But if you give me an old place name, I can look it up for you in this book.
Si me lo
Any
dejas.
chance I could borrow that book of yours?
No, sorry. This was my late mother's and it means the world to me.
Bueno,
But I'm happy to use it to help you if you want.
no, pues busca. Ah, pero claro, no tengo yo.
See you later.
See you later. Nos vemos luego. Pero claro, yo no tengo. Ok, me he equivocado.
A map of San Gallardo. We're looking for clues to my dad's dig site.
Claro, yo no tengo. Ah, bueno, ¿qué cojones? Sí. ¿Cómo puedo yo ver lo de las coordenadas? No puedo, ¿no? Ah, si nos falta, es verdad. Nos falta un. Nos falta un número. Hay que ir a hablar con más peña. Nos falta la longitud.
For security reasons, unattended baggage will be removed and destroyed. Using our
Vaya,
patented
no.
high-pressure implosion system.
Unattended baggage detected. Danger, danger. Bag
Le
must
iba a
be
mirar yo.
destroyed. Exterminate, exterminate, exterminate.
Todo loco, tú. La iba a mirar. Claro, la rompe el mismo. A tomar por culo. Y pedete. Pedete polvoriento. Pedete polvoriento, tú. Bien, esto lo puedo barrer yo, ¿no?
Unattended baggage. Reduced to a pile of dust.
Esto seguramente me sirva a mí.
Nope, let's not do that. Thinking about it, maybe it's time I return the broom to Mrs. Kandinsky. I'm sure she can find a better use for it.
¿La tengo que devolver o qué?
Nope, let's not do that.
Pues en principio no.
Time waits for no one, does it?
¿Qué ha dicho?
Time waits for no one.
Eso lo había leído yo. El tiempo pasa para todos, tío. No, te vas a la Matrix.
The guy in there might know something about the 13th station.
Ah, bueno, claro, es verdad. Es verdad.
Excuse me?
Yes?
I wonder if you could help me with something.
Go on, I don't have all day.
All right. So, I heard that the San Gallardo Express used to have 13 stops.
Uy,
The San Gallardo Express is a 12-stop line.
uy.
Always was and always will be.
But
¿Por
the
qué?
article
¿Por qué
said...
esconde?
Now move on. You're holding up the line.
¿Qué
Line?
cola? Si no hay ni
What
Dios, tú.
line?
Y mira que Dios está en
There's
todos los lados.
nobody here.
Hijo de puta.
Great.
¿Qué esconde?
Hello, where did you go?
Sí, hello.
That's strange. He must be hiding something.
Hombre, no hace falta que lo jures, muchacho. Qué cabrón, tú. Porque ese es tan viejo que vamos. Ese está currando aquí, fijo seguro.
I better not bother her.
¿Cómo?
I better not bother her.
¿No? Mira, a la DEN también podemos.
They keep an actual security bot in there.
Ah, bueno, claro, de ahí de donde ha salido el coleguita. De coleguita. Ay, mira, un vagabundo, tú.
This poor guy's been coming here every day for years. He never gets on a train, though.
Si está viviendo aquí, ¿para qué se va a subir al tren?
I don't want to bother him.
Te iba a decir dónde tiene la cara, y es que tiene gorra y está mirando para abajo. Pues me llevo esto, ¿no? Le robo la bebida al vagabundo,
I'm
tú.
not putting my hand
¿Para
in
que no
there.
veo? ¿Cómo que no?
These are absolutely yummy. I lost 50.
Pues se ha llevado todo el puñado, tú, de lápiz.
This speaker is part of the train station's PA system.
Qué listo. Mira, el revisor, tú. También con más años que la tos.
He looks exactly like the ticket clerk inside.
Ah, sí, claro, que es el mismo.
Hey, you look awfully familiar.
You probably saw my twin brother, Carlton.
Hermano gemelo.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, don't sweat it, kid. We're both used to it.
Bueno, la voz es diferente, la verdad.
Is that really your twin brother in there?
Yes, that's Carlton, all right. We've both been working here for almost 30 years.
Carlton
You
Banks.
seem so different from him.
Oh, well, don't mind Carlton. He can be a bit grumpy, but he means well. That's
A ver si este
why
no
they've got
lo...
me working the tracks, while he's more behind the scenes.
Entre bastidores.
Can you tell me anything about a 13th train station?
13th train station? Where did you hear that?
Bueno,
A
este va de
newspaper
buenas, pero se va a hacer
From
el tonto.
1975.
El orejas.
My dad disappeared that same year, and I'm trying to see if there's a connection.
That must be a mistake. This train only has 12 stops.
But why would the article lie? I just learned that my dad may still be alive after 18 years. All I want is a location. Were you working here back in 1975?
I was.
Claro,
Then you have to
la
remember
fundó,
the name of that station.
I'm terribly sorry, but I guess I forgot it.
Please.
Están
it's
escondiendo,
really
están
important.
escondiendo algo.
I'm
Tú.
sorry. I just can't tell you what you want to know.
Ya, what
My
you want to
brother
know.
Carlton
Mis
is in
cojones.
charge of all the back office work, you know. Well, why don't you go inside and ask him?
I did, but he won't help me out.
Claro, porque no me...
I'm sorry.
Me ha chapado
I
el
hope you
garito.
find what you're looking for.
Se ha jodido, claro. Y yo,
I wish there was something I could do.
que
Where
cabrón
is
los
this
viejos
train going?
pelones estos.
There's only one line in this valley, the San Gallardo Express. 12 stops between Slope City and Cactus Falls. We stop at every station.
Sí, que a lo
I'll be
mejor...
back.
Thank you for using the Slope City Express.
Gracias, majete. A lo mejor tenemos que echarnos un viaje en el tren. ¿Cómo camino? O sea, no se puede ir más para
I'm
allá.
not ready to hop on just yet.
Claro, pero no estás listo porque no tienes más información. Vamos.
Hey, kid. Come over here for a second.
¿Qué te pasa? Que me has hecho que pegar un latigazo tú.
Help you out.
Vagabundeta, mi niño. A ver, a lo mejor te sabe algo.
This poor guy's been coming here every day for years. Hi, you said you could help me.
I heard you talking to Wilson about 1975. A lot of things happened that year. Big and painful things.
Cuenta,
Yeah?
cuenta. A preguntarle primero
My
quién es,
name's
¿no? Va
ELROY. What's yours?
a presentarme.
I'm Stanley. Stanley
Dale, mi niño.
Rosebud. People call me Stan. I used to be the electrician at Wanderbrush Tower until 1975.
Electricista.
So, what else happened in 1975?
Well, there was the accident at my work. Some kind of electrical
Y
malfunction.
le metiste fuego a
Mrs.
eso.
Zarya, the boss's wife, she fell off the tower and died. May 24th, 1975. I remember there was a blood moon that night, and everyone was trying to find a good spot to watch it. Mr. Wanderbrust and Mrs. Zarya had the
vale, la
tower
mujer de...
rooftop all to themselves. Oh, what a terrible tragedy. Everybody blamed me, of course, the electrician. But I clearly remember doing maintenance rounds that morning, and everything checked out all right. At least I thought it did. I never had a chance to go back and check my logs again.
O sea que está relacionado.
So, how long have you been living like this?
Well, after the accident back in '75, I got fired for negligence. And they made pretty damn sure that no one else would hire me either. I blamed myself, of course. And the bottle was the only thing keeping me from going insane.
Vaya tela.
I got really depressed and fell into a hole I couldn't dig myself out of. Nowadays, you get all these people saying, take this pill, meditate, see you shrink, but back then you just kind of sat there, fading away.
Tú ya te cuelgan una muerte encima.
Really?
Hijos de puta.
Did you
Me
happen to
jodieron
know
toda
my
la life
dad,
al colegio.
Diego de Luna? I think he worked with Mayor Wanderbrust.
Wait, you're Dr. Diego's kid? I
Coño, que lo
knew
conoce,
you
tú.
looked strangely familiar. He used to bring you around all the time.
No jodas,
The
o sea, me
only
conoce a
kid
mí
from
también, tú.
Miles with fiery red hair.
Tú dirás
Must be
zanahoria,
from your
total.
mother's side, I guess.
I
Un
guess so.
risqueto
I
total.
never knew my mother.
Oh, sorry to hear that, but your dad, oh, what a guy. We used to talk about poetry a lot.
My dad liked poetry?
Oh, yeah, the Romantics in particular. Deep in the shady sadness of a vale, far sunken from the healthy breath of morn, far from the fiery noon and eve's one star.
Sat gray-haired Saturn, quiet as a stone. John Keats.
A fellow John Keats admirer, I see.
Yeah. Tú que
Not
coincidimos, que
really,
nos hemos
but I
colegado.
read Dan Simmons' sci-fi novel Hyperion, and I always do my research.
Science fiction. Two words I never thought went well together. So, what's your dad up to these days?
He disappeared in 1975, presumed dead. But I know he's alive, and I'm going to find him.
Oh, good for you.
Me alegro por ti. Pues a gustarte la poesía romántica y demás, eres un poquito subnormal, ¿no?
This may sound weird, but do you know anything about a 13th train station on this line?
No, not really. Why?
The newspaper said that this train line went from 13
Que todos
stations to
están
12 in 1975, the same year my dad disappeared. I know my dad and Mayor Wanderbrust
Y es
were
lo
doing
mismo, ponle lo
archaeological expeditions together. I thought maybe this could be connected somehow.
I don't know about a station, but I do remember one name being said over and over
¿Cuál?
around the tower back then.
Cuenta
What
tú.
name?
Los Santos.
Los
Los
Santos.
Santos?
Yeah. We were shipping a lot of supplies there
Los
back then.
Santos.
I always wondered what was
GTA
going
V.
on there. It sounded
No,
important.
GTA 5 Los
All I
Santos no.
know is that it's somewhere in
GTA 1.
San Gallardo.
It may be worth a shot. Thanks a lot.
Ah, vale, me
No place
marca el
called
mapa
Los
de
Santos
lujo.
here. I need a more detailed map or another source of geographical information.
Vamos. Wanderbrust.
What was
Para
it like
Wanderbrust
working for
te
Mayor
parece el nombre de
Wanderbrust?
un sujeto
Well, he
tetas.
wasn't mayor back then. I started working for his father, Mr. Allister, in '65. Now there was a noble man,
Alistair Oberyn.
Wanderbrust Sr. It was a big break for me, getting that job. Used to do work all over town as an electrician, but Wanderbrust Tower, now that was the real deal. Mr. Cyril was the director of operations at first, but took over as CEO in 1974, after his father passed. We didn't always see eye to eye, and he wasn't quite the man his father was, but I never had any real beef with him until that day. Breaks my heart the way things played out.
Tú dirás, mi niño, venga.
I
hasta
gotta
luego.
go.
Que te den.
Bye.
Good luck
Que
finding your
menuda chapa más
dad.
pegado, tío.
He was the most resourceful person I ever knew. I'm sure he's all right.
Ya, vale, me alegro.
Thanks.
Me alegro que te molara mi viejo. Hijo de puta. Menuda chapa más pegado.
I'm not ready to hop on.
Vale, pues vamos a seguir investigando, porque menuda chapa ha pegado el puto vagabundo este. Vale, sí, yo que he hablado con él, pero bueno. Hijo de puta. Siguiente. A ver si esto nos cuenta. Si aún nos cuenta, ¿no? Que ya tenemos.
Hi there.
Hi
Hi,
again.
hi. Mira, a ver, los santos.
Could you look up the name Los Santos in that book of yours?
Certainly.
Es verdad que no sé dónde
Goody,
está, qué
I
cojones.
always like a good puzzle. Let's see. Lacrimosa, Lexington.
Los Álamos, pues por ahí. Por ahí está.
There it
Te lo
is.
estoy diciendo yo.
Los Santos, a small town with a population of 12.
Does it say where it is?
It says the closest towns are Caesarville and Draketown.
Caesarville
Mira,
and Draytown.
están vale la
I
guagua
remember
esta, tú.
those from the map. Thank you so much. You've helped me a lot.
You're welcome. Just out of curiosity, may I ask what it is you're looking for?
I'm gonna find my
A mi
dad.
padre.
Oh,
Luke,
how exciting.
Luke,
Good luck with
soy tu
that.
padre.
Thank you.
Que yo más.
So, if Los Santos was part of the San Gallardo Express line, the 13th station has to be somewhere
bueno, aquí.
between
Directo
these two.
abajo.
So, the missing train station should be somewhere inside this circle.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 y 13. Claro. Y por el culo te crece. Mira Frankenville. Mi zona.
This is still too much ground to cover. I need to narrow it down a bit more. I should go talk to Space Blanket Charlie. Maybe he can help.
Vamos. Carlos, mi niño, vamos para allá. Será la Plaza Mayor, ¿no? Mira el retiro. ¿Toda la Plaza Mayor o el retiro? Mira, Carlos. Mi niño. Carlos. Habla con
She seems pretty talented.
pelo fresa. ¿Qué dice?
She seems pretty talented.
Que tiene mucho talento.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Ah, sí, es
Happy Blood Moon
una
Day.
chavala.
Happy Blood
Feliz
Moon
día
Day
de
to
la
you too.
luna. Ah, hoy es la luna sangrienta, bien.
So, what do you
Vamos a ser
think?
simpáticos
The
primero.
blood moon. You know, it's not just about the moon looking a little red. I want to capture the emotion, mystery, and the power of the spectacle we're going to experience tonight. You know, a lot of people believe that lunar eclipses are a sign of big changes coming.
Is that what you believe?
Well, if you think about it, for a few minutes, the Earth, we, will be positioned directly between the moon,
Bueno, sí.
which,
y,
as you know, has
lo
great
de Marte.
influence over all sorts of things like
Te jode.
tides, sleep patterns.
Werewolves?
No, but seriously, we'll be directly between the moon and the sun, which is basically the main source of energy for all life on this planet. The moon, yin, and the sun, yang, and us, directly in
Hombre,
the
vamos a ver
middle.
si lo piensas
People
así.
back in the day believed all sorts of things about the eclipse, like a jaguar eating the moon,
Bueno,
a
mira,
demon
esos
drinking
son
an
dos
elixir
planetas
of
también.
immortality. Me? I think there's definitely some kind of power there. We may never fully understand it, but it has an effect, you know.
Es muy
Don't get me
complejo.
wrong,
todo.
but I like to stick with science instead of superstition.
And that's perfectly fine. To each their own, right?
Right. I like your pictures, though.
Thanks.
Y tus palabras. No, esta tía es de puta madre, tú.
What do you make of the festival?
Well, I flew in especially for this.
So you're not from around here?
No, I like to travel with the eclipses. Southern Lights and Northern Lights. I was just in Norway last month, but this
Joder.
event might just be my favorite.
Que tiene
Slope City
manteca,
is a
colorada
pretty
bien,
charming
¿no?
little town too. Well, at least it used to be.
Ah, so you've been here before.
Yeah, actually came here for the festival in
No joda.
75. That was one heck of a blood moon, let me tell you.
Ah, pero
There
estaba
was
en
another
75,
blood
tú.
moon
Ya,
here in
Japón.
75.
Yeah, I was actually here to see it. I think I was probably about your age then.
Pues
It
ni
was a
queda
great
bien.
festival, and people from all over were here. We went really hard with all the
Lleva una
partying
chaval.
too. I actually met my husband here. Well, ex-husband. He turned out to be a total bore after a few years. Anyway, that was my first proper adult blood
Era una
moon.
guerrera.
Loved it. Although, I heard someone had an accident that day. Died, I think. And come to think of it, looking at the town now makes me realize how different it is.
Yeah, Slope City hasn't exactly thrived since 75.
It's sad, yeah. But think about it. A big change came to this town at the same time as the blood moon.
No, ya.
Coincidence? I think not.
No creo. Me mola hasta a ti.
I get why eclipses
sé qué
are
años
cool.
tienes.
They're rare and interesting to look at. But it feels
Tenía
like
mi
people
edad en
are
el
reading
75.
far too much into it.
Well, when was the last time you saw a total lunar eclipse?
Maybe 10, 11 years ago? And another one when I was 5, I think.
What are you now? 20-something? So, 11 years ago, you were still a kid. But now that you're older and more aware of the world around you, maybe you'll get it. Compare the world before and after the blood moon, and see if you can notice any significant differences. You know, they say the one tonight's gonna be special.
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to be longer.
Habrá que verla
And
con el
much
telescopio,
more
tú.
powerful.
Que tenemos un cacharro men bueno en casa.
Do you know
¿Qué
Mr.
años tiene
McGee over there?
esta chica,
Well,
tío?
we share the square, and he gave me a pamphlet. But
Si
other
tengo
than that,
20 y
not
pico.
really.
Y ya
I
tenía
kind of
20 y
feel
pico hace
sorry
años.
for him. He really believes all these conspiracy theories.
Ah, bueno,
Must
vamos
be
a ver,
hard
hace
life,
18 años.
Being afraid all the time like that.
Ah, bueno,
Yeah.
vale.
You know, he used to be
Sí,
CEO of a
40
successful
y
company.
tanto.
No
Se mantiene
shit.
bien.
Wow. Well, that's why I don't do any of that
Se
corporation
mantiene bien la
bull.
chavala.
Far less stressed that way.
No, es chavala, que ya de chavala. Pero es una batallera, tú. Me mola, me mola.
See ya.
Bye.
See you later. Más maja que las pesetas, tú.
That's an impressive collection of crayons. As an engineer without a sense of aesthetics, I'm always baffled by how someone can create something so beautiful.
Habla ya con Carlos, ¿no? Voy a mirarle
I
primero.
can't believe this guy used to be CEO of Pompous Compass. I wonder what happened to him.
Lo dirás, es verdad. Pero bueno, mira, todavía va vestido de traje. No sé qué lleva puesto, va a hacer una bolsa de basura, pero... Tú, Carlos.
Hello, my
Have you
name
found
is...
it?
Found what?
My shield hat.
Ah, la manta.
Make it stop.
Bueno, está como un cencerro. Este lo vio todo. Este lo vio todo. Este estaba hasta con mi padre cuando desapareció.
Make
Está como
what
un puto
stop?
cencerro este.
What are you talking about?
Mind control signals. They're everywhere. Can't you
Claro,
feel
claro,
them?
querrá el gorro de papel de aluminio, ¿no?
What's this hat you're talking about?
It insulates the brain from electromagnetic and
¿Cómo lo sabe?
telepathic impingement.
Madre.
You mean a
Bueno, claro,
tinfoil
pero si
hat?
vio lo que vio...
Don't be ridiculous.
Bill
It
Rem.
is made out of 3mm thick
Sí, claro, sí.
aluminum of the
Si
highest
te has puesto una olla
purity.
express ahora en la cabeza, no te jodes.
Must get it
Bueno,
back.
claro, las ollas express están
Couldn't you
hechas de
make one out
aluminio.
of those space blankets over there?
Wrong material.
Pero bueno, me
All right
entendéis.
then. Did you see who took your hat?
Little monsters in armor. They had shields and weapons.
That sounds like Terry Clark's gang. I know where to find them. If I get your hat back, will you answer some questions for me?
Ah, vale.
Whatever you need.
All
Vale, vale,
right,
que sí
I
que
guess I'm
existe
getting this
eso.
man's hat back.
Que eso no
Terry
se lo
Clark
está
and her gang
imaginando.
usually hang around the basketball court. I should check there first.
Vale, porque ahí no está flipándola.
Join the fight against mind control? Join the fight against mind control?
Está muy loco.
Space blankets are made out of a special material that astronauts use to keep out heat and radiation.
Hey, don't touch those.
Sí, Carlos, mi niño. Relájate, que
Every
estás
time we
loco
came
y
here,
me
my
puedes
dad would let
apuñalar.
me throw a coin into the fountain for good luck. No coins in there today, though.
Relájate, Carlos, mi niño. Que con tu esquizofrenia la puedes liar. Medícate, hijo de puta.
One Last Time, a play directed by Hubert Cumberstone.
¿Qué ha
One
dicho?
Last Time, a play directed by Hubert Cumberstone.
Humber no sé cuánto.
The Theater of Dreams.
Ah, pero no vas a entrar. Ah, mira. Vamos, los bajestajes, tú. Vamos a
I can't
backstage.
just waltz into the theater without a good reason. I don't know anybody there.
¿Qué más da el rey, mi niño? Pues qué poco... Qué poco chapalante eres, macho. No me acuerdo cómo había dicho Carlos.
People are already gathering for the Blood Moon Festival tonight.
Adiós, Carlos. Adiós... No me acuerdo cómo ha dicho que se llamaba. Adiós, Churri. Ah, vale, ya me acuerdo. Ya me acuerdo. Vamos a la cancha de baloncesto, sí, a recuperar el gorro de Carlos. Madre mía.
Such a shame what happened to Stanton Park.
Y tan pena, tú.
This used to be
No, el
such a
parque no, a
great
los
place.
frikis.
I remember my dad and I coming here every day when I was a kid.
No, el
I could
parque no,
barely
bueno, sí, el
reach the
parque
basket
también.
with the ball. But it was the thing we did together. And I loved that.
El parque también, pero madre mía, mira. Me parece la banda del patio, tú. Reina Terry.
That little brat has Charlie's hat.
Ah, vale, no te iba a decir, pero es una chica, está mirando al gafúo de abajo. Acércate, el rey, mi niño, que parece que tienes miedo. Ah, solo puedo hablar, o sea, los pringados estos son unos pringados directamente, solo.
Hey there, Terry.
Hola, Terry. Y
You will address
lleva
the
una
queen
rama
with the
asquerosa.
proper horrific.
Do you mean
Le va a dar un cachetón
honorific?
así en modo
That's
patada
what
de
I
karate
said. Horrific.
Ah, forget it.
que te va a
All right.
espabilar.
Hello, Your Majesty.
Se parece también a...
Ginger, has anyone ever told you that you look like strawberry shortcake?
a Morty.
Haha, very funny.
Tiene una ira a Morty también, el de la izquierda. Tú, Morty me... pero mola, parece sacado total de la serie de la banda al patio, tío. Vamos a primero a tantear.
You're a queen, huh? Queen of what?
I
A ver
am
si lleva el gorro.
Terry Clark, the magnificent Queen of Slope City, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, and banisher of redheads.
Te la voy a dar pelirrojo, tío.
Is it true that gingers
Aniquiladora
have
de,
no
aniquiladora de
soul?
zanahoria.
They have a freckle for every
Exterminadora de
soul they
chetos.
stole.
De risqueto, de chetos no de risqueto. O comedora de risquetos. Sí, pero ella, vamos, es rubia, pero si me apuras es medio zanahoria, ¿eh?
Nice hat you've got
No
there.
me jodas.
Doesn't it belong to Charles McGee?
It's mine now. Spoils of war.
El
A
viejo
queen
está
needs a
chalado,
crown.
pero coño.
Soils of war.
Come on, Charlie needs the hat back.
Ese tiene una, el de la izquierda tiene una pedra. Es el corona.
I have this
vale.
bucket. Could you use this as a crown?
No.
You call that a crown? A queen must have a golden crown.
How dare you
Por lo
insult
que
Her
tiene en la cabeza no
Majesty
es de oro.
with this bucket?
Está más negro que los cojones de un grillo.
I'll have to make this bucket look more like a crown somehow.
Que lo mismo hay que hacer algo con el cubo.
Terry,
Yo creo.
your mom
Porque
won't be
esto no le va a
happy when I
servir
tell her
apenas.
about this.
I am the queen. Your empty threats do not scare me.
You will bow before the queen, commoner.
Sí, claro.
Yes,
Pero ella
bow,
dice,
Commander. Besides,
cállate tú, friki.
she would never believe you. She's so clueless.
Hija de puta.
Almost as clueless as you.
Qué cachetones en modo para la cara de que tienen toda la cara, tío.
Later.
I don't want to write on that.
Hijos de puta. Putos niñatos. Entraba y yo ahí a codazos y pam, pim, pam. Un codazo y me lo llevo a los tres. No sería solo pin. Nos queda solo este. Wow. Apañado. Torreón bueno, tú. Mira. Una mani. Una mani para arreglar la cancha, tú.
Mayor Wanderbrust keeps promising he'll have it fixed, but he always seems preoccupied with something else.
Vamos a hablar con esto.
Hi there. Thanks for fighting for Stanton Park. It really means a lot to me.
You got it, buddy.
¿Ya está? Me sigue entre la oreja, tú, su normal. ¿Qué te va a tener que dar?
Finally, somebody's
chillo en
standing
la
up
oreja.
for Stanton Park. Finally,
Somebody lo...
The mayor's
Ya lleva buen carro, tú.
He's making a real statement with that.
Joder, qué pesado. Y para adentro me están chillando
Wanderbrust
entre la
was
oreja.
working with my dad before he vanished. I've always wondered if he
Estaba en el
knew he was
megáfono.
letting
Se lo va a
him
comer.
in. I'm not going in there without a plan in place.
Se lo va a comer. Vámonos de aquí, tú, que nos va a chillar otra vez. Corre. Corre, Elroy, mi niño. Que nos chillan toda la oreja. Pues hay que ir a hablar con la señora Kandinsky, ¿no? O... ¿Cómo se llamaba esto? Kandinsky. Pensé yo que tal, que he dicho un nombre, un apellido ruso o del este, de Europa del Este, así al azar, pero no, sí, Kandinsky.
Hi again, Mrs. Kandinsky.
How's it going, Elroy?
Peggy and I...
Háblame de Zorba,
Oh.
o de Zorja.
I like the sound of that. About time you met someone.
Come on, Mrs. Kandinsky, it's not like that. Anyway, we've been doing some research, and it turns out Zarya Wanderbrust died the same year my dad disappeared.
Really? 1975, right? Never made that connection.
Can you tell me more about what happened?
Well, you know, I used to date Cyril Wanderbrust, who's now mayor. Until he left me for that young little thing, that Zarya. I was heartbroken. Still am, to be honest. That son of a... Anyway, Cyril was suddenly madly in love. It all happened so fast. I was sure it wasn't gonna last. But it did. And he married that girl.
Se casó con la
To
gachi.
Vegas, the whole deal. Then, one day, I think it was 75, they were up there on top of Wanderbrust Tower. He used to take me there, you know. And if I remember right, there was a total lunar eclipse. Like tonight. And I don't know what happened, but the girl fell from the tower and died.
La moza se cayó y se murió.
Terrible. I think that to this day, Cyril would do anything to get that girl back.
Do you think there's a connection? My dad and Mayor Wanderbrust used to work together.
I don't know. I never asked him about his work. But I do know one thing. Cyril never lets anything or anyone stand between him and what he wants.
What he wants.
Mrs. Kandinsky, my dad mentioned something called a gate crystal. Mayor Wanderbrust is supposed to have it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it? It's super important.
Gate crystal. That sounds like something from Cyril's expedition.
Seguramente.
But he never really talked about his work. He always did spend a lot of time in his office, though. That's the first place I would look if I were you. I'm not sure they'll let you in, though.
Maybe they don't need to let us in.
Oh, exciting. You know, we once snuck into the marketing director's office at the airline. He had a legendary liquor cabinet from hosting all those important big shots. Our office parties could get pretty crazy, and everything closed real early back then, not like today. Anyway, I do know a little something about breaking and entering.
I didn't say we were going to break in.
Well, whatever you do, I don't judge. Just make sure you don't get caught.
Bueno, mejor este nos puede contar cómo.
Hey, do
Sí
you
sabe lo
remember
de la
that the
estación.
San Gallardo train used to have 13 stops?
To tell you the truth, I never really kept count. Besides, I prefer driving to taking the
Claro, el
train.
tema es ese.
Why are you asking?
Well, apparently there are only 12 stops now, and I'm trying to find where that town is the train has been skipping.
I have no idea. But there's probably someone at the train station who knows.
Sí, pero
Why
se
don't
están
you
callando
ask
como putas. Tío.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks anyway.
Gracias, señora Kandinsky.
Gotta go. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kandinsky. Pues mira, vamos a ir acabando el capítulo. Y para el siguiente, pues seguimos. ¿Qué remedio? ¿Qué remedio hay? Espérate, espérate, que antes de acabarlo, si le puedo devolver la escoba, tú. Cepillo, mi niño. Toma tu cepillo. Kandinsky, mi niño.
Thanks for the broom, Mrs. Kandinsky.
Mira. Toma. ¿A que no la has visto? No la has ni visto.
Sorry.
Now I can finally sweep up all those cobwebs. My house looks like it's Halloween in here.
Tengo la casa que parece Halloween, dice. Qué jodido. Vale. Pues estamos. Vamos, espérate, nos vamos a despedir aquí con la señora Kandinsky, ¿no? Que no se va a ver porque está la cámara. Venga, señora Kandinsky, que le den. Que le den, mi niño. Vale, chiquillos, gracias por seguir el contenido. Ya sabéis, portaros mal, pasarlo bien. Let's go, papá.
Adiós.